it's a spherical curve that this is on. Now, the runway was made to be absolutely straight, no deviation. An absolutely straight plane. The problem is, it's right on the vertex of one of the longitudinal polygons, you could say, of Kerbal. So what that does is, because this is a straight runway that is projected onto a curved object, it's actually a little bit inclined downwards in this direction and then upwards in that direction, weirdly enough. Because, again, this is a straight line intersecting this sphere. But because Kerbal physics calculates based on the curve, that is why when you're here on a runway, your plane will always roll towards here, or when you're here, it'll roll towards the middle. And that's also when, if you're accelerating like this, there's a little bump in the middle. So if your plane has anything wrong with it, that bump in the middle, boom, will destabilize it very quickly. So because we were going at such a high velocity, if you're below 90 or something, it'll be fine. But because we're going at such a high velocity and suddenly there was a bump, we destabilized in the middle. So we're going to have to change the control authority we have. Exactly, Alex. It's ironically, by being level, it's not level because it's faking physics. It's faking two different planes to interact with each other rather than one unified plane. But yeah, the planet is quite small. I think it's a tenth of Earth, something along those lines. It's a lot smaller. So, one problem was that we may not have enough control authority. I'm going to try a small fix to this. And see if we can simply add a control surface to the front of the plane, also known as canard. Let's see, I want something... It's a big elevon. That is a giant tail fin. This, I think this would be counterproductive. Those are our big S elevons. Okay, how about this winglet? And we put two of these on the front, but firstly, we scale them down a little bit. And we start moving them. Moving them to the front, down a little bit, and make them attach to the front here. Maybe a little bit backwards, like that. There we go. This, now if I adjust these to only affect pitch, they're just there to get the plane up into the air and provide some control. Let's check the AOA. Now still, at 5 degrees, we have the maximum balance. Mach sweep. This has gone down now, I think. No, it's still the same. Look, this is 1.5, which means that this is about 75, which means again, that is the same. Okay. Let's get some of these. Calculate. That is still our problem. Side slip. But okay, this is the 1A. And Gezrich, are you... Not Bill. Gezrich. Attempt 2. We're stable, we just did not have the authority to lift off. The moustache of stability. Indeed, it did look like a giant curlicue mustache, didn't it just? Why, yes, Mr. Kerman. You have your plane waiting for you right here. Let's get some stats in here. Flight stats nominal. these front ones? Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god! I don't even know what happened there. I think we should just get a 6-pack of pilots. Holy crap. We need to get a 6-pack of pilots by now because this is not going well. Pilots, bulk hire. The price though. Let's get 3 then. Kerbal, Kelfrid, and Lima? Weird idea. Let's not go full throttle trying to lift off. Kelfrid, Kerbal, and Lima. Okay, Kerbal, you're up first. We'll go slower, not full throttle, and see what happens. See when we start getting unstable. Go half throttle. So when I go up, all of these surfaces, are those front ones supposed to... Hold up. Those front ones... Yeah, okay, I think that might be good. There we go, that was the middle. That was that middle bump we saw there earlier. So... we're gonna try something else. Maybe we don't have the wing surface. I've been keeping the profile real small. Let's do the wings completely differently. I have a completely different idea. I've been trying to make a jet, right? But we already know this thing is not going supersonic. It's before Mach 1, it really trails off. So, let's go very different. Forget about this. This is going to be the jet plane 1B. This is not even... I mean, it's a jet, it's just not a supersonic jet. So... we'll make it small. See, do I have a tail section? Anything that's reasonably tail connector A or B? What's the difference? Okay, one is straight and one goes up. We're gonna get a completely different design. We're gonna make a wide plane. Let's see. Type E seems smaller. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. We're gonna give it real wide wings. You won't angle straight though, that's a little bit annoying. Do I maybe have fuel fuselage? Do I not have a structural element? Structural fuselage, there we go. It's very low weight, 0.1. It's no fuel, merely structural element. So, let's get some wings in. And in this case, we move them up to increase stability. Let's maybe put them flush like that. Do we need bigger wings, maybe? Grandfather didn't think the Concorde would be successful either. He didn't believe the hype, refused to buy them. Turns out he wasn't exactly wrong. Yeah, I mean, in all fairness though, they did well for quite a long time. It's a reasonable wingspan. It's just, yeah, near the end there that that didn't turn out that well. That looked nice. I don't know. Let's just give it a try. Okay. A tail fin. There we go. We're making something completely different. This is more like a swallow. Whoa, that was a weird little clip. Ooh, to the beach. Fub, enjoy your time at the beach. Thank you for hanging out with us. Want this to have no business in yaw. Want this to have only business in yaw. And I guess we need elevons on the ends here. Oh. I wonder what the functional difference is between working as an elevon or as a flap. Flaps are for lifting off, aren't they? They should be used in pitch and roll. Of course, we are going to get nowhere unless we start hanging some engines at the bottom of these. Can I... how do I scroll up? There we go. So, let's put two of these bays here. We don't really need them, I just want them to adjust the height a little bit. Do we need the big ones? We need the big ones. Let's see, because I'm gonna put two of these engines on there. Wait, how do we... there. Oh, that's weird. Okay, we can move them. This is going to be a completely different style. Let's see. There. Turns out I didn't really need that extra component there. Let's remove that. We can probably just attach this to the wing directly. Like so. Then adjust them downwards, because we want to make sure that the I want the weight to be on one plane. Haha, plane jokes. Now we're going to need air intakes. This is 0.5, this is 2.0 air intake. There we go. 2 air intakes. And then 2 heavy engines on the back. 2 of the turbofan engines. This is the plane for the hurried man. Or Kerbal, I should say. Let's move these a little bit like so. I think I like that look. Okay. Hey, Nedwin. Alt to only attach node. No, I was trying not to attach the node. Good to see you again. It has been a while. Let's see. I think this will be... I'm giving myself a little bit of a tricky challenge here, because now we're making something that that probably has to have one of these tricycle type of landing gears. They're quite tricky to land on. That is a bit of a problem. quite tricky. But we'll just have to see. I mean, landing is a problem for later. Taking off with the new Ferrum air design is already going to be tricky enough. Let's see, this will get us angled. I'm worried that these engines are actually a little bit too massive. Maybe... You know what? Even if it is just for design, let's put some struts on there to make it look nicer. This be enough? No, that looks weird. Let's put them a little bit lower, a little bit farther out. We probably don't need these, but I like the look of them. After all, a little bit of design is also a good thing. There we go, that looks cool. Like building weird stuff, we don't have editor extensions. Yeah, I don't really need that many editor extensions, or at least I haven't run into things that I really find lacking in the editor. Also though, a plane isn't that weird. Let's get the smaller one, come to realize it. This is the wrong way round. Yeah, that's the right way round. Okay, let's rotate this baby. Let's see. That's the right place, and let's move it down a little bit so that we don't block the door. Although, yeah, that looks ugly. You know what? We don't need to get out. Whatever. Just so that we don't forget it later on, we do need to measure temperature. It's always good to have these things there. I don't think electricity will be a problem. Plane is not, stuff you're trying to construct is. I don't... This is relatively average as a plane, though. Chance you're gonna touch the ground on takeoff? Yeah, with this angle probably is. That's what I've been worried about. But that problem is that this one's so small. Might be more relevant to try this and have the front ones actually be like this. Let's see. That's the problem with the engines being now the main bit of weight. It's going to be very hard to actually get this aligned relatively nicely. Let's see. This is not going to go well. Let's lower the entirety of the plane to the floor and get a better look. Get a better look at the angles. I mean, this wouldn't knock the plane. Maybe we just want these to be smaller, I guess. That might also be reasonable. Just to decrease the size of these engines. The only problem is that would massively lower our... Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Oh, that's weird. Okay, there we go. See, the thrust away drops to 0.27. But of course, if we... Let's give that a quick try. If we decrease the size of everything right now... Oh! That's also a problem. That's 1.02. That is a very minimum thrust to weight ratio. Let's just try the full-size variant. Get a lifted tail and just rotate it upside down. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's an option. Actually, say this game doesn't need boosters. Yeah, because I'm of the KSP camp where you try to build things that actually make sense, rather than just, you know, struts and boosters all the way. Yeah, I think your idea of taking the other tail fin and have that point downwards probably will end up giving me a better profile. There it is. Come on, don't be so annoying. Actually, there we go. Let's see, will that work well enough though? That gives you... Oh yeah, this thing is definitely not designed to be in this direction. Okay, let's start there. Yeah, this has a real awkward profile. Okay, are those straight? They are. Oh, there we go. Ooh, I just I may need to go back to the original design. Yeah, no, this isn't working out. Actually, let's just remove these. This one's too fiddly. Potentially though, just a little structural. Let's see, I hope that doesn't screw up the aerodynamics too much. Let's see, move that a little bit back. Rotate that a little bit so that this is diagonal enough. Of course, now I moved it too low to the ground. There we go. Get underneath that baby. Ugly, ugly, ugly. But let's see if it works. Actually, we could probably scale this down a little bit. Think that'll touch the ground. Oh yeah, Netwin, sorry, the Nightbot's pretty strong on the links there. Yeah, this is a weird little thing, isn't it? Getting those girders in there. Okay, let's first just see how it does under various angles of attack. So again, it's become a little bit more stable than our previous design. We can get a little bit of a higher angle of attack. Still not great, but how about Mach? Still same profile, but look at this instability. Hold on, let's zoom in to 1.5. There's a little gap here, so around Mach 1.2 is when it'll want to flip out. These two little dots here, let's go 1.1 to 1.3. No, I missed it. 1.4? Really, is it exactly around Mach 1? Oh, it's at Mach 1. Look at that. Okay. So what you can see is just before we hit Mach 1, between just nearly Mach 1, 0.9, that's when the craft here goes above that line. That line is basically, say, stability, the center. And the craft will want to overcorrect, will overcompensate exactly around this time. So it's not a supersonic plane. So that is very good to know. See if we raise the gear. That little period of instability actually becomes bigger. Okay. Not gonna put air brakes on this for now, but let's put our drogue chutes. Let's put our drogue chutes on the back. And if we manage to get in the air, it's always a good idea with this experimental stuff to see if we can get... Actually, let's put those on the body. I was thinking of putting those on the wings, but if the wings get ripped off, then it doesn't help us having those on the wings. I'm going to put those on the body, and we're just going to move this one further back. Okay, these should be used last. Preferably not at all. I'm thoroughly considering that maybe we need to make this plane longer. Let's see how this works for now. No, Bill, I don't want you to die. Kerbal. If you're among the regulars, you're about... I'm not quite sure what we have with Nightbot at the moment. He's... Oh yeah, by the way, the green screen, all this stuff... Yeah, that's because it's just daytime. It's... I know that's not that good right now. Sorry about that. Okay. So, let's see how we do. I'm thinking we may need more flaps. Yep. Calling it. Oh god, it did get off the air. It did get off the air, actually. Ooh. Brakes. Did get off the air there, but it had to go pretty swiftly already, so we're close. Close. I'm thinking of just adding a few more control surfaces, one more pair of control surfaces, and see if that will get us more power to lift off. For my years as an engineer, you think it should probably be longer? Yeah, almost would need something like that. What I kind of need is to just have a decent streaming setup, to be honest. Let's make another structural fuselage there and just lengthen the plane a little bit. This is already the 1C. And I want more flaps. These are just going to be used for pitch, I think. Just extra elevons. I mean, here would it would interfere with the engine. It doesn't physically do that in Kerbal, but I'd feel bad knowing that it looks like that. We want these to function as flaps, and we want these to only be involved with pitch.